Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me, Amanda T, here on Create Your Future. I am so grateful you're here. I intend that you all like, share, subscribe, and comment down below. And I hope I stop glitching. Before I jump into the topic of this video, I am going to give you some client feedback that I've received. I get it a lot, but I always forget to share. So here's a couple acknowledgements. So the first one is an email we received. It says, Amanda T was incredibly knowledgeable. She answered all of my questions, clearly identified my blocks, and offered helpful guidance to overcome them. I would definitely book another session and recommend her to others. Thank you for the email. Also, during my client sessions, I've had a lot of feedback regarding people using music and dance therapy in order to stay regulated in the moment to keep their mental diet. They're not sweating the small stuff so much anymore. They've made big changes in their life, and they've said it's really helped them calm down and regulate. So good for you guys. Now, the topic of this video is detachment, and some things are just black and white. So I'm going to give you two stories as to kind of how I've seen it and reacted in a detached, sorry everybody, way to circumstances in my life, and then kind of how I see it in a relationship and what to do. So the first, I'm just looking at my notes here. I apologize about my breathing to you guys. I was terribly ill. The first story here is when I worked in Las Vegas at a casino. Those things are heavily regimented, almost like being in the military, only without all the workouts. Everything is documented and seen and time-stamped. So to go into the story, we would often get upgrades for suites and things. And we had, I had a friend of mine, and we will call her Sarah. And there was another coworker who's, we'll call her Janie. Anyways, and Janie had checked in these people and apparently told them about an upgrade, but did not document it. They asked Sarah about the upgrade. She documented it. They then went back to Janie and did the upgrade. And then she claimed, she put in an additional note and timestamp claiming the, I just said it, the commission, the upgrade commission. Well, when Sarah saw this, she was deeply hurt and emotional, and I really didn't understand. I said, well, this is a black and white scenario. This is what we train for. There's literally, you can open up one of our PIP books and say, this is why you timestamp it, because if you don't and they talk to someone else, that person will get it. She was so afraid that Janie would be upset, that her feelings would be hurt, that it would look bad. So after 3 days of her talking to me about how it was her commission and blah, 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 I literally said, and I didn't actually even mean this in a mean way. I just said, look, I can't hear you talk about this anymore. It's been 3 days and I'm going to go walk over there. Make a decision. You're so upset over nothing. It's clear, black and white. And that's why it's clear in black and white. And so she did. She actually did go and went and got her commission, and it all just worked out just fine. And I didn't have to move my seat. But it just really is. Sometimes things are just black and white, and they don't need any emotion. And you don't need to worry about the other person's emotions all the time. You don't have to do the feeling for them. If you're really not hurting someone, if you're really have no ill intentions toward them, and it's just simple facts, go with simple facts. Let's not make it bigger than what it needs to be, okay? Another scenario when I reacted just completely detached with no emotion is when I was, oh God, I was a teenager. I don't remember how old I was, but this girl hated me. She said I stole her boyfriend. And in her eyes, she really truly felt that way. And she put a lot of emotion in it because it was a year later. We had broken up at this point. We weren't even together, we were dating other people that she and her friends egged my car. And it was funny because I had gone to school. I had done some tutoring, I think for like SATs or something like that. And then I went to work. It was about 10 o'clock at night. And I came home. And I came home to change because I was going out again. So I literally like walked out on this scenario. And all I remember thinking is like, I'm supposed to be going somewhere. It didn't hurt my feelings. It had no effect. In fact, all it taught me is that I live rent-free in this person's mind. I felt so powerful and good, honestly. And you'd think that I'd be like, oh my God, my card, how could you do this? And I never did anything to you. I just thought, wow, I did all this stuff for my future today. I did all this stuff that made me feel good today, from my clothes, you know, to my makeup, to my this. I just enjoyed my life. That's how I live my life. I enjoy my life. It should be an enjoyable experience, you know? And for her, all she could think about is that she needed revenge on this hurt she had felt. I had no idea about the situation, to be honest, you guys. I didn't find out till she had already hated me for the situation well after it was done. I really had no idea what was going on. Maybe I would have reacted differently. But actually, in the end, I don't think we actually ever spoke to each other. It was just circumstances where it would be like, okay, really? But there was no reason for me to get emotional. We just washed off the car. I could have called the police. I could have done something. I had somewhere to go. I had a life to live. I didn't have time for her piddly little tantrum. It was a little tantrum. How cute. I'm going to go live my life. Bye-bye. So what if you are in a relationship and you're really feeling attached and you're feeling desperate and you just want to, like, you know, just pull them in, pull them in, pull them in, pull them in, and they're feeling further and further away? So that always reminds me of the saying my dad used to say. It was, doctor, doctor, it hurts when I do this. I can imagine my dad still doing it to this day. And doctors say, don't do that. That's also how I look at my relationships. If I'm trying in the 3D, if I'm trying to manifest, obviously we're always creating, we're always manifesting, but it feels like work. It feels like it's having no effect. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Do some checks and balances. Is this relationship really in a place that I want it to be? Look at it logically. Look at it from someone who's not in the relationship. And then from there, you can ask questions of like, well, first of all, maybe I'm overreacting. I have a client that will literally, and it's helped her a lot to keep on track and that she's making great progress. And she'll tally like how many times she's actually seen SP and stuff. And she's watched how it's gone up and up and up. And sometimes it doesn't feel like it has. Like she's had so much movement. But there's times where in the moment she doesn't see the progress. So she makes sure to kind of track it. And that allows her to regulate and calm down and just keep on building her relationship. Other times, if you really are in a place where like they're not texting, they're not calling, and I'm active. Well, I love taking action, but maybe sometimes you do need to, you know, take a step back, just start doing some self-love, some self-care. And oftentimes that can turn it around right away. Or maybe you just say, you know, I don't like this. I don't like this. And it's not that I'm giving up on this person, but maybe either in the 3D or in the 5D, we need to actually have the mentality of the breakup of saying, look, it's black and white. This doesn't work. I don't like it. I don't want it. So either in reality, and then you can always choose to continue to manifest that person. You kill the old story, you create a new story. I've done that so many times with my late husband because I just believed that we loved each other enough that this time would be different. We'd be willing to change like a child. I have a video on that coming out too, as Neville Goddard says. But you know what? Sometimes it was just easier to just detach emotionally. Look at it. You know what? This doesn't work. That's why I'm not feeling good. That's why I'm unhappy. And you're saying, Amanda, I know I'm unhappy, or, you know, I want things to change. And it's like, okay, so change it. Stop that reality right there and say, it doesn't work. That one didn't work. Thank you. No, thank you. I am going to go to where my SP always is consistent. My SP knows my worth. You know why? Because I know my worth, and that was not showing it. It was not reflecting my worth back to me. It's time that I remove myself, and so that I can build up back to what I want and see it clearly and tell the universe and manifest properly in a healthy, self-loving SP. Remember, it can be your significant other. It can be a family member. member, it can be your boss, but if you truly care about this person, you can love them and say, but this is not what I want, and I want this. You really truly can. Just take the emotions out of it. I don't know what this means. That's confusing. What about this? It's not confusing. It's not confusing. A lot of times, the second you take out the emotion, you look at the black and white logic, what's right in front of you. Now, like I said, there is always an exception, or maybe it's just in your head. Like my client that actually will say, oh, no, I saw them more than I thought. I need to kind of, relax about that and keep on keeping on. But, if that's not actually the case, it's, oh, okay, no to this. Get out your little pad and piece of paper and write who you are, what your expectations are, what you want, and how things are going to change for the better. It doesn't need to be heavy and emotional and feel like the weight of the world. It can be simple, straight cut, to the point. There's a catchphrase I was trying to think of, but it didn't come to my brain. Comment down below if you know what I was trying to say. That makes sense. But the point is that it's just straightforward. Sometimes it's just straightforward. You don't need to be emotional about every single thing. It can just take away the confusion and move forward. Take control. That's a great way to take control. Not trying to control every single thing. Sarah trying to control Janie's emotions without even talking to her, because she's got it in her head that if she says something that she'll be upset, she'll get in trouble, it'll look bad on her, even though she was the one who followed the protocol. No, you followed protocol. They don't get to have an emotional response. You don't worry about their emotional response. I'm following protocol. If your manifestation has gone off a truck, follow the protocol and say, bye-bye, truck. Falling off a truck, falling off a cliff. Your truck's driven off a cliff. I apologize, you guys. I really did have quite the chest cold. Anyways, and just say goodbye to it. It's not actually gone. It's like a video game. Okay, start that level over. Easy peasy. Let me know if that helps. If you want more videos from me, go ahead and click on the blue feather, and I love you so much. Bye.